There's a force inside you more powerful than pain, stronger than fear, and more enduring than any setback you've ever faced. That force is hope. And today you're going to remember it. You're going to feel it again, not just as a nice idea, not as something weak or distant, but as the very engine that will carry you through every storm, every dark tunnel, and every closed door. Because life will test you. Life will break you. Life will challenge everything you believe about yourself. But hear this now. You were not born to break. You were born to rise. You were born to stand when others sit down, to speak when others go silent, to believe when the world tells you to quit. Hope is not a wish. Hope is not just positive thinking. Hope is fuel. It's the quiet fire that burns in your soul saying, I will not be defined by what happens to me, but by what I choose to do with it. When you've lost everything, when the road ahead looks impossible, when you feel like there's no reason left to keep going, that's when hope whispers, one more step. That's when champions are made. Think about the greatest breakthroughs in history. Scientific, spiritual, personal. They all began when someone refused to give up, even when everyone else had, because they had a hope that wasn't based on circumstances. It was based on conviction. I'm not talking about fairy tale hope. I'm talking about gritty, relentless, no matter what hope. The kind that crawls through the mud and still says, there's light ahead. The kind that gets knocked down 10 times and still gets up for the 11th. You've been through things people don't even know about. You've carried silent battles, silent tears, silent weight, and you're still standing. That's not weakness. That's resilience. And you owe it to yourself to stop playing small. Stop telling yourself, this is just how life is. No, this is your moment to rewrite the script. Challenges? They're not your enemy. They are the training ground of your strength. They are the storm that reveals the roots of your tree. They are the furnace that forges your spirit. But none of it matters. None of it if you don't believe in you. And that's what hope gives you. It reminds you of the power inside. It tells you that the pain is temporary, but your purpose is permanent. It shows you that every breakdown is the doorway to a breakthrough. You are not stuck. You are not defeated. You are in process. Your story isn't over. You're just in the middle of the chapter. And the middle is messy. The middle is where it hurts. But the middle is where growth happens. And the end, oh, the end will be worth it. So today, make a decision. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, decide that you will no longer let fear speak louder than your faith. Decide that your past will not rob your future. Decide that you will live with fierce, unshakable hope. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are committed to rising anyway. Stand up for yourself. Speak life over your journey. Break the chains of limitation. Step into the arena of your dreams. Hope is your superpower. Use it, feed it, live it. And don't just survive your challenges, transform through them. Hope isn't something you stumble upon. It's not a lucky break or a fleeting feeling that shows up when life is convenient. Hope is a decision, a choice you make in the middle of the chaos when the lights go out and the voices around you say, give up. Hope is the most powerful fuel a human being can carry because it doesn't just make you feel better, it drives you to move. When you're hopeless, you wait, you sit, you shrink, but when you have hope, real relentless hope, you ignite something inside that cannot stay still. You begin to act, you begin to try again. You begin to reach for more, not because you're certain of the outcome, but because you believe the outcome is worth fighting for. Hope tells you there's something on the other side of pain, that all this effort, all this struggle, all this unseen work, it matters. It's taking you somewhere. And that belief, that inner voice that says, keep going, even when it doesn't make sense, becomes the very energy that drives your transformation. You don't need the entire staircase to take the first step. Hope is what allows you to take that step anyway. To walk in the dark and trust that your next move will reveal itself once you start moving. It's not about certainty. It's about courage. It's about deciding that you won't let the unknown keep you paralyzed. That you will not spend your life waiting for the perfect moment to begin. See, people often think motivation comes first, that you need to feel good to do something. But it's the opposite. Action creates clarity. Action creates energy. And hope. Hope is the starting line of action. Hope is the mental and emotional fuel that says you got something inside worth unleashing. It's not the guarantee of success. It's the power to move forward in the face of doubt. It allows you to look fear in the eye and say, I may not have all the answers, but I have enough strength to begin. That's where breakthroughs start. Not in certainty, but in motion. Not in comfort, but in courage. Think of any moment in your life when you changed something, when you finally broke out of a cycle, when you finally went after something bigger, when you finally said no more to average. It didn't happen when everything was perfect. It happened when something inside you lit up, when something clicked. When a spark of hope turned into a fire of determination. And once you tasted that fire, you couldn't go back. That's what hope does. It awakens the part of you that's been asleep. It pushes the excuses out of your way. It forces you to take responsibility for your future, not just dream about it, because hope is not passive, it's not soft, it's fierce, it's active. It's the voice in your soul that refuses to be silenced by your fear. And when you embrace hope as fuel, you stop waiting for permission. You stop hoping someone else will rescue you. You realize you are the one you've been waiting for, that your power was never outside you. It was always there, buried under doubt, under trauma, under disappointment. But hope starts to dig it out. One step at a time, one choice at a time, one action at a time. And suddenly the things that once felt impossible start to feel inevitable. Because hope doesn't just let you imagine the future. It gives you the fire to create it. It doesn't wait for the winds to change. It teaches you to build the damn sail and move anyway. Challenges are not roadblocks, they are revelations. They don't come to destroy your life, they come to develop the strength you didn't even know existed within you. Every time life pushes you to your knees, it's not asking you to surrender, it's asking you to build power from the ground up, because nothing great is ever born in comfort. Growth is not found in the easy days. It's carved into your soul during the days you wish you could forget, during the nights you cried alone, during the hours you kept going when everything in you wanted to quit. That's where champions are shaped, not on the mountaintop, but in the trenches. The pain you resist is often the very pain that holds the key to your transformation. Challenges teach you who you really are. When everything's going well, it's easy to believe in yourself. But it's when everything falls apart, that's when your real identity surfaces. That's when your true grit shows. You begin to see that life isn't about avoiding the storm, it's about learning to dance in the rain, to walk through fire and come out stronger, wiser, and more grounded than ever before. Every hardship, every setback, every delay is a teacher in disguise. It's easy to complain, it's easy to feel like the universe is against you. But if you stop and ask, what is this moment trying to teach me? You step out of victim mode and into leadership. Because only in adversity do we gain the tools that refine our character, our mindset, our endurance. Some people break under pressure, others build under pressure. And that difference isn't genetics, talent, or background, it's perspective. If you look at a challenge and say, this is the end, you'll shrink. But if you look at the exact same challenge and say, this is the beginning of something greater, you'll rise. You'll shift from fear to fuel. You'll understand that struggle is a signal, not a failure, but a forward motion. Resistance doesn't mean you're going the wrong way. It means you're stepping outside your comfort zone. That's where the magic happens. Every person who ever did something remarkable had to walk through hardship. They had to rise up when it was inconvenient, when it was lonely, when it was exhausting. And if you're in that space right now where it feels like nothing is going your way, understand that this is the forge. This is the process. You're not lost. You're just becoming. And becoming anything of value requires pressure. You can't sculpt a masterpiece out of marble without striking it again and again. And you cannot sculpt a meaningful life without facing the blows of challenge. But every hit doesn't destroy you, it reveals you. When you stop fearing challenge, you start using it. You use it to build discipline. You use it to find focus. You use it to discover what you're made of. And once you see yourself rise, just once, when life throws its hardest punch, something shifts forever. You stop being afraid of the next battle because you've already tasted what it feels like to survive, to adapt, to evolve. You gain the wisdom that no book, no podcast, no seminar could ever teach you. You gain the lessons burned into your bones by experience, and that wisdom becomes part of your DNA. That resilience becomes your new standard. And suddenly problems that used to crush you now challenge you to rise higher. Setbacks that once triggered self-doubt now trigger self-leadership. And pain that once paralyzed you becomes the very path you walk to power. Belief in yourself is not a motivational slogan. It's the foundation for everything you want to become. Without it, every opportunity feels like a threat. Every step forward feels shaky. Every failure feels final. But when you truly decide to believe in yourself, you awaken a force that no one else can give you and no one else can take away. This belief is not about arrogance, ego, or pretending that you have it all figured out. It's about knowing that deep within you, there is more strength, more potential, more purpose than you've ever dared to acknowledge. It's about refusing to be defined by your worst day, your biggest mistake, or the loudest voice of doubt in your head. Every person you admire, every leader you respect, every success story you've ever heard, they all started from a place of uncertainty. They didn't wait to believe in themselves after they made it. They chose to believe in themselves before the breakthrough. That's what separates those who grow from those who stay stuck. It's easy to believe in yourself when everything's working, when people cheer for you, when the wins stack up, but that's not real belief. Real belief shows up when there's no evidence, when the scoreboard says you're losing, when the mirror reflects fear instead of confidence, and yet you still stand tall and say, I'm not done yet. Belief in yourself isn't just emotional, it's strategic. Because when you believe in your power, you take different actions. You speak differently. You walk differently. You take risks others run from. You try again when others would walk away. You learn from failures instead of being crushed by them. Belief creates boldness, and boldness changes the game. You stop shrinking your dreams to fit your current reality, and you start expanding your actions to match your inner vision. You stop negotiating with doubt and start leading with intention. Belief is what allows you to go all in, not because success is guaranteed, but because you are. But here's the truth. Belief must be built. It doesn't just appear. It's not something you wake up with one morning like a gift delivered to your doorstep. You build belief through daily decisions, through showing up when it's hard, through honoring your word to yourself. Every time you say you'll do something and follow through, you deposit belief in your mental bank account. Every time you push through a fear, you reinforce the truth that you are capable. It's not the size of the victory that matters. It's the consistency of the commitment. Small wins, repeated over time, compound into unshakable self-trust. And that self-trust becomes belief, and belief becomes momentum. The problem is, most people wait for someone else to validate them. They hand over the keys to their confidence to other people. Parents, teachers, partners, friends, bosses. But no one else can give you what you're not willing to claim for yourself. You can have all the talent, all the opportunity, all the support in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself, you will sabotage it all. You'll talk yourself out of the risk. You'll delay the decision. You'll overthink the opportunity. You'll retreat when you should advance. Because the mind always moves in the direction of its most dominant belief. And if your dominant belief is that you're not enough, you will never allow yourself to experience more. This is why belief isn't optional. It's essential. It's the permission slip you write for yourself to go after what matters. It's the inner foundation you stand on when the world shakes around you. It's the difference between quitting and pushing forward, between staying silent and speaking up, between playing small and living fully. No one can build it for you. No one can breathe it into you. But once you decide that your future is worth fighting for, that your voice matters, that your dream deserves to live, then something shifts forever. You stop waiting for confidence to show up and you start becoming the person who earns it, moment by moment, action by action, decision by decision. Your story isn't over, it's just getting started. And you need to know that the chapter you're in right now, no matter how painful, confusing, or uncertain, does not define your entire book. Too many people make the mistake of thinking that a bad season equals a bad life, that a detour equals a dead end, that because things haven't worked out yet, they never will. But the truth is, every powerful story has tension, conflict, setbacks, and moments where the hero is pushed to the edge. That's where the depth comes from. That's where character is forged. And right now, you are in that part of your story where everything is being tested so that everything within you can rise. You're not behind. You're not too late. You're not broken beyond repair. You are being reshaped. You are being refined. This is not a sign that your best days are behind you. It's the preparation ground for something greater. Life has a way of putting us through the fire to reveal the strength we never knew we had. Not to punish us, but to prepare us. You're not being buried, you're being planted. And when you're planted, it's dark, it's lonely, it's uncomfortable. But it's not the end. It's the beginning of your roots growing deeper, your vision expanding wider, and your strength becoming unshakable. Don't judge your life by one page. Don't measure your worth by one failure. Don't let one moment of pain convince you that the whole journey is over. You still have breath in your lungs, and that means purpose still burns in your bones. The people who create transformation, the ones who live fulfilled and impactful lives, aren't the ones who never struggle. They're the ones who choose to keep writing even when the plot thickens. They don't stop when things get messy. They pick up the pen with trembling hands and say, "This is not how my story ends." Too many people hand over the narrative of their life to fear, failure, or other people's opinions. They let the past dictate the future. But the past is a place of reference, not residence. You don't have to carry every scar like a label. You don't have to carry guilt like a name tag. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to grow beyond what you once accepted. You are allowed to close chapters that no longer serve you. And you are powerful enough to create new ones filled with meaning, with courage, with passion, and with intention. You must understand that your story holds power, not just for you, but for others. Every time you rise again, you become evidence that it's possible. Every time you overcome what was meant to destroy you, you become a living testimony that others can do the same. You may not have chosen the pain, the trauma, the betrayal, or the loss, but you can choose what it means. You can choose how it fuels you. You can choose what you build from the ruins. The beauty of life is that nothing is ever wasted, not even the worst moments. If you're willing to face them, if you're willing to learn from them, if you're willing to ride through them, they become bricks in the foundation of your strength. They become fuel for your passion. They become the ink in your message. Your scars don't make you weak, they make you real. They make you relatable. They make you a leader for someone else still stuck in their struggle. You're not too far gone. You're not the exception to hope. You are not disqualified because of what you've done or what's being done to you. Your story is still being written, and it's not about the perfection of the journey. It's about the power of the comeback. It's about the courage to turn the page when others expect you to close the book.